find this question asked in the UPSC mock interview to Dr. P.Srija, absolutely ridiculous.
Don't you think it was cruel? It was cruel and irresponsible to be sitting in the library while your calling was to go in the field and work for the people who are suffering miserably.
Alright, welcome to my channel. We're just going to go straight into this reaction video. Credits to the Drishti IAS English channel on YouTube. That's where I got the video. I'll be leaving their link in the description box so you can watch the interview in totality. I want to bring you, come close, to my world, and let's watch this video together and let's really analyze, like, is it really a problem if someone studies medicine and they decide not to practice? Many people will argue. I would insert a short clip here from Dr. Ali Abdal, who actually left clinical practice medicine and he's a full-time content creator. And
I wasn't a doctor. If I didn't get into training in emergency medicine, the next person would have done. And so the system overall does not lose a doctor. And also, even if it did, when it comes to a developed world system, it's really the system that saves lives rather than the amazing prowess of an individual doctor. Yes, maybe if you're the world expert on some niche condition and you're the only person in the world or one of a very few handful of experts who can solve the thing, then you are having counterfactual impact. You as an individual are genuinely making a difference. If you're a surgeon operating on this thing which is really difficult that maybe other surgeons couldn't operate on, you as an individual surgeon are actually making a difference.
He actually shared this opinion a little bit that he feels a little bit guilty because he's living the noble practice of medicine, supposed to be saving lives, right? And he feels people are just going to judge him, like, especially living medicine during the pandemic where healthcare workers are needed in high demand, and he's deciding to do something else. So I share my own views, and I think that this video is going to give us that opportunity to discuss. So let's not waste much time. I'm going to plug my headset and let's see how this goes, okay?
May I get in, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. I want to start first of all by saying I like the entrance. I think there's something similar about the Indian and African culture. The respectfulness of it, or if you're from India and or you're from Nigeria, please, I want you to comment about if you find something really like peculiar about how respectful she, the more westernized world, they just open the door and step in. Yes, of course, the proper behavior, but I could just see the depth of the respectfulness, and well done.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
Good afternoon, sir.
We can see here very good ethics. She went for an interview and she didn't just go straight and she sat down. She waited for the examiner to say sit down. So that's a very good point, okay?
You're P.Srija.
Yes, sir.
Srija, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that you are sitting at around 12 feet from anybody in this room.
Yes, sir.
Idea is that you should feel safe. Besides, all of us are vaccinated. So I think you can safely remove your mask. I would like to.
By the way, really, I cringed when he said this statement because, sir, with all due respect, I'm respecting everyone. I'm having the interview, and this, by the way, is a mock interview. So at first, when I watched this video, I was triggered. But later on, I got to find out that this is like a preparatory step for the actual interview. So everything here is more like, not so serious, if you get in a sense. Now, he's telling her to feel safe because they are all vaccinated, so she can take off her mask. But in the panel, opposite her, I can see two other people wearing their face masks. So I just find that a little bit double standards.
Comfortable?
Yes.
Fine, then can we start?
Yes, sir.
Fine, Srija, then tell us something about you.
The famous tell us something about you question for every interview that you get to face, job, whatever. Tell us about yourself. I want to ask my audience, can you tell me a little bit about yourself in the comment section? And how cringy do you find that question when they say, tell me about yourself?
Sir, I'm a doctor, sir, and I'm a singer too. I come from the Pearl City, Hyderabad.
Okay, respectfully, I love this doctor. I like her guts. I like the. Okay, I don't want to share my opinion too soon, although I think you know what my opinion is. So I like how she introduced herself. First of all, she said that she's a doctor. Nice. And then, next, I don't want to talk about this. Marital status. She says she's a single. So I don't know if I would introduce myself. I wouldn't probably put being a doctor first. And I wouldn't. First and second would not be doctor and being single. I don't know. So what do you identify yourself first as when you introduce yourself? So I probably would say where I'm from first. Let's not go into being patriotic or etc. But just for you to know, she's a doctor. I just wanted us to note that.
From Telangana. I'm a native of Warangal Urban District, sir. The recent Ramappa got the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I'm not just a singer, but also interested in meditation. And I even write diaries, sir. This is all about me.
Okay.
I love our introduction, and we will not have time to play everything about this wonderful lady, but if you watch the interview through, you will see the part where she spoke about she loves music, about folk music and etc. So she's beyond studying medicine. I can see an extremely talented and respectful person. So just my take that most times the peak, I know the world sees like medicine as a very like high profession, but the peak of a medical doctor's life most times do not have to be their profession. So there are many people who study medicine or who are medical doctors who are really highly proficient in other areas. Like they could be like very good doctors but genius at being a musician or genius about writing, etc. and all other things in cooking. Okay, so let's just note that.
You did your medical sciences, the MBBS in 2018, right?
Yes, sir. It was my final year.
Final year. So you completed your internship in which month?
In 2019, I have finished, sir, in April.
Okay. And what are you doing since then? You're practicing somewhere?
No, sir. I thought I...
Okay. Now this is the question, okay? She finished her medical degree in 2018. So I graduated in 2017. So I graduated a year before her from med school. And typically in med school, after medical school, the doctors, we have to do 1 year of house job internship. So it means she passed all of her exams. And if you studied in a foreign country like me, so when you go back home, you pass your board licensing exams, which I think is the same exam when you pass in your final year. You know, just in that sense. So she finished actually her internship, and then the interviewer is asking, so after you did finish from medical school, very good, you did your 1 year of internship, so what next? What are you doing next? You know, remember this interview is 2020, I think, according to the upload. So if she finished at 2018 and did a 1 year of internship, which is 2019, and she's having this interview at 2020, so I want to believe that there is a few gaps in time, and that's why I think this question is coming forth.
I thought I should take one complete year to make up to UPSC.
So rather than for the medical services examination, why you're focusing on civil services examination?
Sir, I have...
First of all, like I think maybe I'm just extra, maybe at this part. But when I started watching this, I was like, I think I know where this is going. Like, first of all, like, let's just play.
I always wanted to be in public services, sir. But I was interested in sciences too. So that is how I've become doctor. But then I thought to resume my dream again.
Did you see her facial expression? It's almost like, I think this lady, I don't know, Dr. P.Srija, I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, please forgive me if I don't. I think she anticipated this question. I think so. You could see all over her face, like I love the respectful confidence that she showed. You could just see the brilliance through her face. I watching this, like I could see just through, like it's something she thought about before sitting there. So she was like, whoop, this question is coming first. You know that moment, like, yeah.
Because it gives us a large platform to work, sir, and also an opportunity to grow as an individual, not just professionally but also personally also. And it gives contentment, sir, working for the people, and that too for the nation at a large platform. That was the reason, sir.
But Srija, right after when your internship was over, it was a time.
I find that reason like absolutely perfect. Like, I love the words that she chose. Like, she chose words like she wants to walk. I don't know if I'm using it properly. I'm not Indian, but I tried to ask Dr. Prajal. So, guys, I'm gonna leave his Instagram link down in the description box. So if I make any error, please do not come after me. Come after him. He's Indian. He's a medical student, so he should know. So if I'm not properly informed, leave my comment section and go to his DM and ask him, why didn't you inform Doctor know you properly? But I tried to do some reading as well. So she said that the reason why she wants to work in the UPSC is because she finds contentment, she finds meaning. Although she was interested in the medical sciences, she had other passions, a broader passion. And I believe that there's so many people who study medicine. It's not because they don't like the science or medicine, but in that sense, they have some other things that give them a deeper meaning, that makes them have that contentment in living a purposeful life. And she's like, okay, it's over and done with medicine, and she comes to the point that I don't really see myself having this particular joy and happiness in being in the hospital as much as I would have in working in, I believe, administratively and serving the community. And I think it is okay. And maybe we'll get to the point at the end of this video, like, why do you think that I was asking Dr. Prajal, and he actually did tell me that it's a thing whereby people actually think that you took people's spot. I actually do feel offended that you took people's spot. I can understand that because in India, and I think it's almost the same situation in Nigeria, medical school is highly competitive. So many times, many medical schools, they have quotas. So maybe they have like 50, 60, 100 and quotas. And and in other parts of the world too, if you're writing exams to gain residency, etc., and all of these things, it's usually limited offer per year, per school, per time. And if you make that sport, the argument is that you took that spot from someone else who legitimately would find contentment in studying medicine, and you after taking that sport, you now decide something else gives you meaning and joy. And many people find that offensive, and I think like you shouldn't. If the person deserves the sport, they do deserve the sport, and they never took anybody's spot. So let's continue.
Time when the entire world and obviously our nation was suffering due to COVID, right? Don't you think it was cruel? It was cruel and irresponsible.
Cruel and irresponsible? No way! You can't use those two words. Like, how? Okay, I know, calm down. I know that this is like a mock interview, but I did my research, and because I know that people do really have these opinions. Calm down, Edward, calm down. I know that people really do have these opinions, right? And I asked Dr. Prajal, I'm gonna throw him under the bus, and he said it's a popular opinion. But I think when you facilitate your opinion to be cruel and irresponsible, and I think I heard this as well from Dr. Ali Abdal as well, when he was trying to deal with, I think, this same thought of it's a pandemic, doctors are needed and etc. I don't know, you can freely actually disagree in the comment section. And like I said, this is a mock interview, so I believe they're just trying to test her, I don't know what word to use. They're trying to see how resolute she is, as opposed to medicine and whatever choice she's making right now. So I get that part, okay? So, but the word irresponsible and cruel, I think those are two very uncalled for words to use that a person chose to stay in the library for whatever cause. I think the idea, I already said this in one of my videos already, that every profession that is legitimate and that is human centered, which is almost all profession, if it's legitimate, it has to be for the good of humanity, save lives. I am from Africa, for example, where people die not because of the competence of the doctors and their skill, but they die because of sometimes lack of funds, lack of money, lack of the proper equipment. So in that case, like, it's when you want to talk about saving lives, like if that person can be financially empowered, or if someone else who is not a medical doctor could pay for their bills, then the skill of the doctor will become useful, and that will be saving lives. So in that case, we see that everybody in an accident case, someone who can report the case faster saved lives. So I know that as a doctor, I love this this connotation of doctors are saving lives, but so also are every other profession that focus on the growth of humanity. So please, irresponsible and cruel, I don't think so. If she's chasing her dream, and that dream she's chasing can also lead to what? To helping other people get better and get to the point whereby they can have a satisfied life as well.
While your calling was to go in the field and work for the people who are suffering miserably.
Her calling was to go to the field and work for people. No, don't do that, please. No, don't.
And you had those expertise and other you had this training to be of some helpful. Don't you think that 20 years down the line, you'll be actually cursing yourself what I was doing when everybody was calling me?
Wow. I don't know what to say. But let's continue watching the video.
So in 2019,
after 2019 to this
in
period.
2020.
Right.
Yes, sir, I do agree. There was a calling from inside also that I have to work, and that was the reason I have even joined in an NGO, sir, during the second wave. And during the first wave also, I made a WhatsApp group, sir, because I have to focus on something which I have decided earlier. At the same time, I have to listen to my inner calling also to serve as a doctor. So the most problematic thing during the time of COVID-19 was not having OP services, sir, outpatient services, and attending to the basic needs of people. So I thought, let me make WhatsApp groups and then keep communicating with the people, addressing their needs.
Perfect. She cannot have answered that question any more better. If I was if I was part of the interview members, I definitely will be giving my vote. I don't know how to do it for this girl to get the job and to work for the UPSC because she had a basic understanding that I think precedes all things. The fact that a person studied medicine does not mean that if they don't practice, they forget all of their knowledge, or it doesn't mean that they are deviating because they're not traditionally clinical doctors, surgeons, etc. Now she moved ahead to do something else in the pandemic, which by using her knowledge, she tried to be more grassroots oriented. I don't want to go fast so much. She's going to explain some other things like why the problems that we face in the healthcare sector, may not necessarily be fundamentally like treatment procedures and all this stuff, but preventive medicine. I think that I had an interview here, I think you should look at it, with Dr. Ruth, and when she talks about alternate means of making money as a doctor, that interview was just simply amazing. Like, you can check. She was talking about this also dear need of administrative arm of medicine, of community legal part, whatever tech part of medicine, etc. So your knowledge does not actually have to translate into clinical. There are also non-clinical ways that a person can take, and I think this is what this lady is just pursuing, and I hope she really did get the spot.
That way, I have done it during the first wave, and in second wave, I have worked with an NGO, sir.
It's not just about you. If you look at the entire medical professional, I mean, obviously they are COVID warriors, they work very hard. But overall, if you evaluate the system, it appears that our system was proved to be wanting many things. For example, the study of epidemiology, it appears that the medical sciences in India was lacking a lot. No authentic data was coming, and whatever data or mathematical models were coming from IIT.
I agree with him, because it was really a very difficult time all over the world, especially in India, concerning the pandemic.
Rather than AIMS or other PG medical institutions. Do you believe that medical sciences, especially in the field of epidemiology, actually have proven to be less than what was expected of them?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, sir. It's a truth, and we need to accept it, at least after seeing 2 waves of COVID-19, sir. Firstly, because we have not focused on public health, sir, as an aspect in medical sciences.
Exactly. Like, why do I feel like the interviewer was leading her on to this particular point? I feel like the guy is a nice guy, to be honest. I'm changing my opinion, I'm not so sure, but knowing that this was a mock interview,
We have always been focusing on the treatment aspect of medical sciences. That is one of the major reasons that even though we have community medicine experts, we do lack further studies, good research and data.
Listen to Dr. P.Srija, she is saying the truth.
And also models which tend to address the needs of pandemic if at all arisen. That was the reason that our community medicine experts couldn't form that epidemiological models as such, and it was the expertise of IITs which was taken instead. And also the other reason, sir, we have seen that the higher education institutions often go in silos. They don't work together. The medical institutions and the engineering institutions could have interlinked together to make the research culture more and more collaborative. And I think this was also one of the reasons that the epidemiological models were just made by the IITs. Probably if the medical science experts would have given their expertise, it would have become more and more appropriate.
Thank you, P.Srija.
Thank you, sir.
Srija, as you said that your hobby is also...
Okay, at the end of the day, we see that the other, like I commented at the beginning of the video, that the panel members were all with their face masks as well, and they were asking her to take off hers, and we can see now right here that they are without their face masks too, so good job.
Music, listening music and singing music as well,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? So you written about that you take in...
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. I think you can go watch the interviews on this channel, and you can also see more interviews if you're interested, but I was interested in this, and I like the way she was able to defend her choices and how she was able to be very calm in that situation. And I also believe that I want to give that strength to the voices of people who can, we need more people in preventive medicine, and we need more people to be bold enough to apply their personality and apply their uniqueness into the medical practice and bring other like sphere and go more into more preventive and not feel a little bit not to feel at all or sad or guilty because you study medicine, and the world feels like because you have a certain knowledge to be able to save mankind, you are being cruel by not functioning as a doctor. You can decide to study and use that information to do something else. And just to clarify also, you didn't take anybody else's spot. I understand how competitive it was, but if you actually did study and you earn your spot, then you really did earn your spot. And someone might say, okay, what if someone got a scholarship and that was a scholarship spot for someone to study medicine? Now we need to broaden our mind and our horizon to be able to understand that somebody may not be an excellent doctor, or they may actually be an excellent doctor clinically, but it doesn't mean that if they don't use their knowledge from studying medicine clinically, it doesn't mean that their knowledge is a waste, because they can apply their knowledge. If someone is very good in writing, then instead of seeing patients, they can really apply their medical knowledge into writing books and preparing material. If someone is really good at teaching the basic sciences, you know, as a doctor who have had the full scope of this study, they can go back to primary, secondary school. If they love teaching, they could teach also, you know, well, any part, you know, of medicine, or the information that they want, they could also do that. So in essence, like just like Dr. Ali Abdal, I just want to conclude with saying this. He said something about his video when he was talking about quitting medicine for YouTube and content creation in general, and business and writing books, because he said he loves education, right? He said something like he will just be probably a very good doctor, and maybe nothing exceptional and nothing great. Although for myself, I feel like I'll be a very good doctor. And I make for, you know, fine wine. No, don't put this part of me praising myself. Scrap it. So he said that he may not be a fantastic doctor in the sense like the best surgeon or the best ortho, like the best surgeon, gynecologist, etc. But he is one of the renowned known voices in content creation when it comes to YouTube. So it's not more so like the medical world is going to miss him because he's not practicing medicine. There are other people who respectfully, they essentially, what gives them that joy is practicing clinical medicine, and I think that's fantastic. We need those sphere of life, but we cannot mold everybody into the same space. But he, like, missing out of being a content creator and, you know, being one of the unique voices when it comes to productivity, if he has sacrificed, you know, this for being a doctor, we probably would not hear of him right now, and we probably would not get some of the information that we get from like watching his channel. For example, I got motivated by watching his channel on YouTube. And who knows, Dr. P.Srija may end up being a very, for example, let's say a good gynecologist, but we may never remember her. But I hope that with her choice of, you know, getting into the UPS, she could, you know, make good policies, work in communities, and really transform, you know, the lives of people in such a way that she would be remembered forever. And while she would have ended up being a doctor and nobody would have really known anything phenomenal about her, we see that the greater loss is for her to sacrifice our inner calling, our purpose and contentment, you know, just because of what seems to be okay. So that's just about this video, and that's just the rant or my opinion. I just want to lend out that voice to people and say it's okay after studying medicine and you don't feel like you want to go into clinical practice. It is not irresponsible, it is not cruel. I hope that you are you have enough understanding and you have taken much time to think about it, and you know that this is the best decision. So, well, the comment section is open for your information. Do you think like if a person study medicine and they refuse to practice, do you think they are cruel, irresponsible? Or maybe you don't think those words, but you think some other words and you think it's not so cool. Please put it in the comment section. And if you like videos like this, reacting to medical trends, you want to talk about medicine, please give me a like and subscribe to this channel. I think Dr. P.Srija will make a fantastic I don't know, public servant in the UPSC. And if you actually know her personally, or you know how that interview really ended, like did she do the main interview, is she working at the UPSC right now as a doctor, please comment under the comment section. Please do subscribe to this channel. I intend to make more videos on medical trends and to share my own opinions as well. So subscribe to this channel. I'm looking forward to spending more time and having more interviews. And if you're watching this, you're from Asia, from India, especially, I have a video where I tried what did I try at first? I think I did try biryani for the first time, yes. So you can see that video, I did try that. You can watch that video as well. Share, comment, please. Every form of opinion is that is respectful is allowed in the comment section. And right. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.